Okay. So I don't want to waste the time with the introduction. So it's nearly 15 people in the session. So if we start the introduction with all the sessions, it takes time. So we can continue the introduction on the next class. So who is ready to join, who is continue on the session, we can continue with the introduction in that class. Okay. So without wasting the time, I'm going to start my screen share. And if you have any doubt, you can pass me anytime and you can ask me. So we can discuss it and we can go it further. Okay. So for today's agenda, a simple introduction of the CPI with a sample scenario, how to use the CPI on the integration part. Okay. So let me share my screen. Okay. This is today's agenda. Okay. So the first topic is what exactly the CPI and where we use the CPI and what is the use of the CPI. Okay. So if you are working on the CPI, if you wanted to know something on the CPI, first of all, you should know what is a BTP, because the CPI is one of the service hosted on the BTP. Okay. It's like I can say, like we have so many apps in your phone, and we download those apps from the app store or the Play Store, right? So it's BTP like a platform here from the SAP, and providing so many services on the so many services on the BTP. So like that, CPI is one of the service on the BTP, hosted on the BTP. Okay. So especially, why do we need the CPI in the SAP integration space? Like when we have some more other integration tools in the world, like we can say the MuleSoft, Dilboomi, PeopleSoft, web methods. There are so many integration tools. In the SAP also, we have another integration tool, SAP PAPO. So when we compare with all of these integration tools in the world, so what especially the CPI uses across when compared with other integration tools? So that's what we can discuss it here. Okay, and how the CPI architecture looks like. So when we see the CPI architecture, how the message comes to the CPI system, how the message goes out of the CPI system, and what are the security parameters, what are the security things that taking care on the CPI landscape. So that's what we discussed it here. And a simple overview on the BTP and CPI, like it is a not complete overview, like I can give how it looks like, the UI part, the BTP part, how it looks like, and the CPI part, how it looks like. I can briefly explain it here. And in the regular classes, we can discuss more on the BTP in the initial days, and the CPI tool overview also we can discuss more on the regular classes. For now, here I can give you a brief UI part on this overview section, and then we can see a simple scenario and how to use the CPI for the a simple CalC scenario. That's what we can show it here. Okay. So let me jump to the CPI. The CPI is nothing but a cloud platform integration. So now they are calling it as a CI. Now they renamed it as a CI, cloud integration. So before the CPI, they call it as HCI. So anybody, if somebody refers to HCI, it is same like a CPI. They can refer with any name. Previously it is HCI, and till the last year it is CPI. From the 2022, in the mid of the 2022, they renamed it as a CI, cloud integration. So somebody say like, okay, SAP CI, SAP CPI, or SAP HCI. So those three tools are the same. That is nothing but, that is what we are discussing it here. Okay. So it's a SAP's cloud-based middleware. So what exactly the SAP cloud? So nowadays we see most of the customers seeing like migrating towards the clouds, like it may be AWS. AWS is the one of the cloud we are providing by Amazon, right? So Azure is a cloud providing by Microsoft. GCP is a cloud providing by Google. The same way, the SAP's cloud is there. So SAP is also offering the cloud, like they can say HANA cloud. So SAP, the CPI is used to integrate this SAP cloud with the on-premise integrations, with the cloud integrations. The on-premise in the sense, so like an application or a software that is running on your local system or running on your any landscape that is hosted in your environment is nothing but a on-premise environment. Cloud environment in the sense, like it is hosted by SAP, it is running in the SAP's landscape, but we are trying to connect to that cloud service and using that service as a cloud as a service, we can say. Okay, so that is what the SAP cloud, and CPI is a cloud-based middleware tool. So the complete the infrastructure is owned by SAP. That is maintained by SAP. Only we have to use that service. So that is what the cloud-based middleware. CPI is a cloud-based middleware. So the CPI has a capability to integrate between the clouds and integrate between with the on-premise system as well. So it may be a third-party application which is non-SAP and SAP. So the CPI, yes. So if somebody has the doubt, you can unmute yourself and ask. Otherwise, please keep yourself on mute.
Sir, what is the HCA approval?
Sorry, Karthik.
HCA approval.
HCA?
Approval.
HANA Cloud Integration.
HANA Cloud.
Yeah. So there is no more HCI now. So the same is renamed as CI now.
Thank you.
So the CPI is used to integrate with the SAP applications and non-SAP applications. Okay, it may be internal applications, it may be a third-party applications. The CPI has a capability of integrating A2A applications and the B2B applications. So the A2A in the sense application to application. So which is nothing but an internal applications hosted in your landscape. Okay, the B2B applications in the sense, like there is a company called DMart. DMart will get the product with the different vendors, right? So they are doing the business with the different vendors with the different customers. When I go to the DMart store, when I'm trying to purchase something, I'm the customer to the DMart, right? And at the same time, DMart will reach out to different vendors. They will get the products, right? So DMart is a customer to somebody. Okay, like for example, they are trying to get the products from the Nestle. So DMart is a customer to the Nestle. So when DMart and Nestle trying to do the business with them, so those businesses like a B2B integration. So like if they integrate their systems, it's like a B2B integration, because two business entities involving here to continue their business, right? So that is nothing but a B2B integration. So the CPI has a capability to do the A2A integrations and the B2B integrations. Okay, so that is the capabilities of CPI. And previously, as I said, it is cloud platform integration. Now they are calling it as a cloud integrations. So before the CPI, they call it as a HCI. Okay, HCI is a cloud integration. Okay, so I can show you the CPI tool, how it looks like now. Okay, so before we going to CPI tool, we can navigate the CPI tool from the SAP BTP cockpit. So now I'm trying to open SAP BTP cockpit that we can discuss it now. Okay. Okay, so this is the SAP BTP cockpit. So from here, we navigate to the CPI. So directly we can bookmark the CPI URL, or if you don't know how to, what is my CPI URL, simply you can navigate it from the SAP BTP cockpit. As I said, this SAP BTP cockpit is like a Play Store in your phone. So it has so many services. So let's discuss about that. For now, let me open that tool once, SAP CPI tool once. Okay. So from here we can navigate to the CPI. Okay. So this is the CPI UI, how it looks like. Okay. From here, when we click on this Discover Interfaces, you can see the CPI UI is look like this. Okay. It is the cloud integration. We can call it as a cloud integration now. Okay. So yeah. So let's discuss on the BTP. Later we can come here. So before, when we discuss about, so when we discuss about the CPI, so we should know something on the BTP, because the CPI is one of the service on the BTP. Like that, like the CPI, there are so many services on the BTP, but CPI is one of the important service there on the BTP. Okay, SAP BTP is nothing but a business technology platform. Okay, previously they call it as a cloud platform, SAP cloud platform, but in the recent days they renamed it as a BTP, SAP Business Technology Platform. It's a technical foundation for all the SAP application services which is required for the intelligent enterprise. Like an intelligent enterprise in the sense, like it has all the capabilities, like an integration capability and a backend capability, a database services. It has a automation tools, it has a IoT tools, it has a RPA tools. So there are so many applications, and an intelligent enterprise can have. Right. So the SAP is trying to provide all those services as a single entity, as on a single platform. So that is nothing but a SAP BTP. So like as I said here, so it contains all the applications which is required for an intelligent enterprise. So you can see here, which this is SAP BTP, guys. So when you see this marketplace here, you will see around this is in a trial accounts. In real time, you may see so many. Sorry.
Shadil can meet you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So as a trial, we are using the trial account for our session. So here we have the 55 services there posted on the BTP. But in the real time scenario, you may see some more services. You can see it here on the service marketplace. Okay. So out of 55, CPI is one service only. Okay. So like this, we have so many services hosted on the SAP BTP to become an enterprise as an intelligent enterprise. So here we see workflow management, IRP. I can show you that. So this is the API management to handle the different APIs, to secure the APIs. You have the API management. Okay, we have the print service. We have the Kaima environment. Okay, we have the cloud transport management. Okay, we have the cloud foundry environment to deploy the different application.
Sorry to interrupt you, sir. I am unable to see your screen.
Is it to everyone or?
Visible to everyone.
It's visible.
Yeah, visible, sir. Visible.
Okay. So try to pin my screen.
I think
Okay, let me stop and start again. Then.
no issues. Everyone is visible.
I think it should be visible now.
Yes, it is.
Okay, fine.
Please
Okay.
mute yourself. Karthik also please mute. No one please unmute unless you need to talk.
Yeah. So like this, we have so many services hosted on the SAP BTP, and CPI is one of the service. Like you can see here, SAP HANA Cloud, SAP HANA schemas, HDI connections. Okay, you can see PostgreSQL hosted on the SAP BTP, audit log APIs. Okay, we'll see like SAP IRP, SAP Intelligent Robotic Process Automation. Like this, we have so many services here. CPI is one of the service. Okay. So here you can see BTP as a foundation, as a platform for the all SAP applications, and to become an enterprise as an intelligent enterprise. So here you can see only few services now, but later you will see some more services. Like SAP is trying to enhance this BTP along with the CPI capabilities. They are trying to add some more services to the BTP. The final motto of the this BTP cockpit is like there is a company, like as I said again, I can take the example as a DMart. So DMart wanted to use the different services. Okay. So the final motto of SAP, so they can consume any service from this BTP cockpit itself. Nothing other than BTP cockpit. They don't want to host any other services as independent services. So most of the cloud services, the SAP is trying to put on this SAP BTP cockpit. Any customer can subscribe to their service. They can consume that service. So that's what the SAP motto. So if they develop some new product from SAP, like to handle some different scenarios, to handle from some different prospective different business process, so they will put their service here. The customer can come, can subscribe, can consume that service from the SAP BTP cockpit. Okay, that's how the SAP is thinking on the SAP BTP perspective. Okay, so here the customer can achieve agility, business value, continue innovation through the integration, data to the value, and extensibility of all SAP and third-party application and data assets. Like as we discussed it now. So using these different applications, the customer can achieve their business functionality. It is value added to the customer. So instead of the following with SAP, instead of the checking with SAP, they can consume based on their plan, based on their requirement, they can consume their service and pay for that service. So that's how SAP is thinking on the SAP BTP concept. Okay, it can help develop exact application needed quickly, easily, and economically. All this without investing in the local infrastructure. So especially all the services that is hosting on this SAP BTP is most of the cloud services. There is no more on-premise integrations, like on-premise services. Like without investing anything on the local infrastructures, like without downloading the software to your local system and installing it and adding your license keys, all those things not required for the services that hosted on the SAP BTP. Pay for the service, use it. Like when you say iPhone, we have the App Store, right? In the App Store, some services are the paid services will be there. Some apps will be the paid apps will be there. What we do, we will pay for that app, we download it and we use it. The same concept you can use it here. So you can, as of now, you can refer this BTP cockpit as a App Store. Okay, there are few services like how we have the few apps and the App Store as a free apps. So the same way there are a few applications there, few services is here. and the SAP BTP for the freely available, and few services there only for the premium customers. Like we have to pay for the service, we have to use it. Okay, the same concept here you can see, like there is nothing required on your local infrastructure. Okay, so that is the BTP cockpit, and we will discuss about all the services, what are the different options from the overview to the legal information. We discuss about all these options in the regular classes. What exactly the use of these services, different services are there. We will not discuss each and every service, but what are the services available there, we can show that. And what is a cloud foundry environment, connectivity, security, how to handle the security in CPI. So all these things we'll discuss in the regular classes, very in detail discussion. Okay, and I wanted to highlight one thing here. For the trial version, for the practice wise, SAP is providing a trial account to SAP BTP, and we can use SAP BTP trial account. We can consume the CPI service in the trial account. We can use that for the practice purpose for our day-to-day activities. For the day-to-day activities like the practice and regular classes, we can use the trial account. Nothing to pay to anybody for the practice purpose. In the real time also, you will see the same sort of software, you will see the same sort of application, same sort of UI in the real time also. So like we can use a trial account for our day-to-day practice. Okay.
Sorry to interrupt you.
Yes.
So how many days we can use for the trial version?
So it is 1 year.
It's 1 year.
Yeah. After that, you can extend it. You can simply delete the trial account and recreate the trial account. You can use that for 1 more year.
Okay. Thank you.
So once registered, you can use free account for 1 year.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
no payable.
Here, no, nothing to pay here. So here you can see some 30 symbol is there, 30.
Okay.
This is available for the 30 days. Okay. After 30 days, you can do a auto extension. Like you will get a pop-up here. Do you want to extend this service for 1 more 30 days? Okay. Simply you can click that button, extend for 1 more month. It will be extended. Like that, you have to do it for the every month.
Okay. You can extend it 30 days. Okay.
30 days, like that 12 times you will get the 1 year. Here you will see, simply you will see some pop-up is there. It is till 5th February 2025. So it is, I installed it today only because my previous trial account corrupted. So that's why I set up it today. So it is available till 5th February 2024, which is a 1 year from today, right? So if you want to use the after 1 year also, if you want to use the trial account, you can simply delete this trial account. I can show that here. Simply you can delete this trial account and you can set up it again. So again you will get 1 more year of subscription. Okay, I will tell you all.
Okay, carry.
I will tell you all these things in the regular classes. I will help you one day. The dedicated class is one day completely dedicated to the trial account setup. I will help you how to set up your trial account, how to use your trial account. I will explain it in detail in the regular classes. Okay, the simple, you need one personal mail ID and one mobile number to set up your trial account. Okay. So let's continue on the next topic. Why do we need the CPI? Why do we need to use the CPI? Okay, as I said, CPI is very flexible when compared with some other integration tools. I don't know how many of you know the PIPO from the SAP, because most of the consultant, most of the developers who know the PIPO nowadays, they they should learn the CPI, because as per the SAP's roadmap, the PIPO support is ending in 2027. The extended support also will ends in the 2030. So after that, there is no roadmap from the SAP to come up with the upgraded version of the PIPO with the next version of the PIPO. We don't have any roadmap in SAP from the SAP. Okay, so SAP also pushing the customers to migrate to the CPI. Okay, so like I don't know how many of you know PIPO. PIPO is some of the other integration tool like the same CPI, but that is an on-premise integration tool provided by SAP. Previously, the CPI comes into the picture. Every customer from the SAP landscape uses the PIPO as a middleware. Okay, PIPO, I think it's evolved in 2020, sorry, 2000, 2001, like that. So from the last 22 years, the most of the customers using PIPO as a middleware tool in SAP landscape. CPI comes into came into the market and around 2014, like that. So from there, SAP is trying to add so many services on the CPI and so many capabilities to the CPI. Still, there are some more capabilities should be included in the CPI. So, but still SAP is working on those things, like to add some extra features to the CPI when compared with the PIPO. Okay, so who is working on the PIPO? They should learn the CPI now, because most of the customers in the 2023 or 2024, they started their migrations to the CPI. So like if one customer has 1500 2000 interfaces, the migration takes time. So they should plan their migration plan from 2022 or 2024. By 2027, every customer should be there on the CPI, because the support is ending by SAP, right? So that is one thing from the SAP's recommendation to use the CPI as an integration tool for the SAP integrations, especially for the non-SAP integrations also we can use the CPI, but that is a customer choice. So when the customer is using some non-SAP integrations, that is their choice, because there is nowhere SAP involving there. So it is their choice to use the integration tool. CPI has a capability to integrate the non-SAP integration, but that is a choice of the customer. Okay, so especially the advantages of CPI and the use of the CPI, you can see it here. When you see some integration flow, some demo scenario on the CPI side, you can understand that how the transparency level over the steps. So this word you can understand when you see some demo scenario on the CPI, because it is without knowing anything on the CPI, by seeing the type flow, anyone can understand what's going on the type flows from the step to step, one step to one step. Like I receive.
Is it necessary to have basic knowledge in PIPO to learn CPI?
It's not required.
Okay. But
knowing the PIPO is an advantage, but without knowing the PIPO also, you can learn it. Okay.
Okay.
So, okay. So the transparency over the steps, like by seeing the type flow, you can understand that, okay, I'm receiving the message from the sender. Okay, it is coming to some XYZ step. In the XYZ step, I can refer that XYZ step as a mapping. Okay, in the mapping, they are converting it to some other format. From there, I'm using some converter. In the converter, I'm sending it to CSV. From there, I'm using some content modifier to modify that payload. So then I'm sending to receiver. So like that, by seeing that type flow, by seeing that interface in the CPI, you can see what you can assume like what's happening in that CPI. That is the transparency over the steps. By seeing the iFlow itself, by seeing the interface itself, you can understand that what's happening on that interface. Okay, so that is one advantage. And stateful message processing, if the CPI has a capability of data stores, you can a real-time messages you can store on the data stores. Okay, so that is one of the capabilities there. Okay, and a versatile enterprise grade integration platform covering the integration styles like using the CPI. As I said, you can use the A2 integrations, application to application, business integrations, government integrations. You can develop the APIs. You can develop anything. You can use the event mesh. You can deliver the event driven integrations as well. So those are the capabilities that are available on the SAP integration suite. Okay, so we have the different capabilities there. So using different applications like A2A, B2B, B2G, we can use CPA, and for the APIs, we have the API management. For the events handling, we have the event mesh. So that we have the different things available there on the integration. Okay, each iFlow is independent and can be reused with the process direct adapter. So we'll discuss about this process direct adapter in detail in the next classes. So the process direct adapter is an internal adapter to the CPI, and we can call one iFlow, one integration flow from another integration flow using the process direct adapter. So a simple configuration, a simple endpoint configuration by doing a simple endpoint configuration, we can call one integration flow from another integration. So that is the main advantage. And central store for the credentials. Like I wanted to integrate with some SFTP server. Okay. Sorry. I want to integrate with some SFTP server. So SFTP server will have the user ID and password, right? So I wanted to integrate with some API. So the API may have the user ID password, or it may be have some OAuth credentials, right? I can store those user ID password or the OAuth credentials one time on the CPI tenant. I can refer that to some alias name. I can use that alias name anywhere. If I deploy the credentials one time, I can reuse it for n number of times. So if somebody know the PAPO, if you are configuring the SFTP server or FTP server in every SFTP channel or FTP channel, in every channel we have to give the user ID and password, right? But in CPI, if we maintain that user ID and password one time, we can use that n number of times. No need to give in everywhere, in every channel configuration. No need to give in every time in every channel configuration. So that is one thing. The central store for the credentials. The prepackaged content. So maybe this is highlighted on the last, but this is the main topic that this is the main advantage on the CPI. A pre-packaged content is nothing but the package is there for your use. So like the scenario is there for your use. Like I'm a customer to SAP. I'm using the CPI as a middleware tool for my organization. Okay. Today I have a requirement like I have some Salesforce integration. I'm working with some my business entity, some XYZ business entity. So they're expecting to get integrate with my system with their Salesforce system. Okay. So how to do that? First of all, I don't know how can I do this CPA with the Salesforce integration. So first point of the first thing I should do here, like go to SAP CPA cockpit, SAP CPA. There you can search for the SFDC integration, a Salesforce integration. I can show it on the UI. So this is the CPA tenant, right? So here you have the discover phase. In the discover phase, you will see it is around 400 plus packages are there, 474 packages there. So there's keep on including. After 2 months or 3 months, you can see 500 plus packages because SAP adding so many packages to this discover phase, because every day any company can involve some new software, right? So the nowadays every company trying to develop new tools and new ERP systems, or you can say are new anything. So to integrate that system, we need some package, right? So the SAP is trying to develop that pre-package from there. to integrate the some XYZ system and adding it here. So now that's why this completely day by day you will see the count increase on this Discover page. Okay. So now I wanted to integrate with the Salesforce. Just I will come here. I will try to search for the Salesforce integration. If it is there, if there is any package already there on the pre-packaged content. So I'm searching for the Salesforce. I can see here I have 8 packages there related to the Salesforce. So the deprecated one, ignore this deprecated one because that is deprecated from the system, that will be removed after a few days. Okay. So I wanted to integrate with the S4HANA Cloud with the Salesforce. So just simply click on this one. Here you will see different artifacts. Different artifacts in the sense each artifact will represent one unique scenario. Here the first one is a receive product availability from the SAP S4HANA Cloud. So this is a S4HANA Cloud integration with the Salesforce for the replication of the product availabilities. What are the product available there? It is replicating from the S4HANA Cloud to Salesforce. The same way sales order history, account replications, product replications, okay, the sales contract replications. So these are the different iFlows or different artifacts available related to the Salesforce. If it is meeting your case, if it is meeting your requirement, simply you can copy it and you can configure with your own details, like own SFDC details, own S4HANA Cloud details. Okay. If you are if your requirement is not meeting with this iFlow with this available options, so then go ahead and start your custom flow. So this is a predefined flow that is delivered by SAP, prepackaged content delivered by SAP. If it is okay, like you can use it. Otherwise, you can go ahead and you can build your custom flow here on the design page. Here you can build your custom flows. If it is a prepackaged content is okay, you can use it. Otherwise, you can build your own custom flows. So the prepackaged content here, you can see 474 prepackaged content, pre-packages available there. Each package may have one or n number of artifacts. In the sense, you can assume simply you can assume we can assume like 1,000 plus pre-packaged artifacts already available there in the CPI. So if you want to integrate with the Salesforce, you can use it. If you want to integrate with the SuccessFactors, you have integrate with the CRM, Market Cloud, Hybris Cloud. So there are so many integrations are there. You can use this prepackaged content. At least you can refer it. If even though the requirement is a bit complex and the prepackaged content is it will not meet your requirement, then refer it and do your custom. So that is main advantage of the CPA, the prepackaged content. Okay. So the CPA architecture, I think we can discuss this in regular classes. It is not required here because time is 9:45. So I will show you a simple scenario on the demo perspective. So this CPA architecture, I'm skipping it now. We'll discuss this in the regular classes. Okay. Capability side, you can see the CPA can capable of integrating all these cloud products. So all these are the SAP cloud products, SuccessFactors, S4HANA Cloud, Fieldglass, Concur, Ariba, okay, MDG. So like this, you have so many cloud products by SAP. You can integrate all these cloud products. You can integrate the SAP systems, non-SAP systems. You can integrate the APIs. You can integrate the B2B partners. Like when it comes to B2B integration, sometimes you will use the EDA messages, right? So the EDA is another concept that in EDA you will have the different formats, EDFACT, ANSI X12, TradAcom, like that. You will see the different formats. The CPA is capable of integrating these systems. CPA is capable of integrating the open connectors, like open APIs, I can say, like Slack, Twitter, Facebook, Salesforce, Google Drive. So like so many Instagram, PayPal. So we can integrate all these systems using the open connector. So these are the capabilities that you can see on the integration, like on the CPA space, CPA integration space. Like as I said, if you wanted to integrate with the Salesforce with S4HANA, as I already show you, like on the CPI, the product replication, account replication, sales order replication. You can use your pre-packaged content available there, and you can integrate Salesforce with the S/4HANA system or ERP system. It may be S/4HANA Cloud, S/4HANA On-premise, or ECC. We have the packages available for the every product, like for the S/4HANA Cloud and On-premise and ECC as well. Okay, so with this, I'm going to show some demo on the CPI. A simple calculator demo. I don't want to take some API integration. I don't want to take some SFTP integration to show on the demo perspective. I am trying to showcase how a CPI looks like, how it works on the iFlow perspective. So that's why I took only the simple scenario to showcase on the demo. Okay. So here on the design phase, when it comes to the design phase, here you have the create button, the create of the package. So the package is nothing but a, you can, for now you can assume it like a simple folder. In the folder you will have the multiple files, right? So the same you can assume the package is like a folder. In the package you have the multiple artifacts. How you have the multiple files in the single folder, you can assume it like a one package of the multiple artifacts. So later you will understand what exactly the meaning of the package. So for now, understand it like demo. Simply I'm creating a package with name of the demo. Okay, artifacts. Okay, add integration flow. So this integration flow is like a your actual interface. Okay. Simple calc. Okay, so this is the iFlow that I created here. So when I open this iFlow, you will see the actual implementation part of our CPI. Okay, this is a sender system, this is a receiver system, this is integration process. I will get the message from the sender system, send it to the integration process. I will do all our transformation steps, all the palette functions I will add it here, the logic, everything I will add it here. And once it is comes to end, I will send it to the receiver system. So that message will go to the receiver system. Okay. For now, I don't want to use any receiver system. I wanted to show a simple scenario that I'm trying to send a request to integration process, getting the response to the sender itself. I don't want to send any message to the receiver system for this demo scenario. Okay, we can see it later. Real-time scenarios, the real-time classes. Okay. If you guys any doubt, you can ask me anytime. Stop me and ask me. Okay. Just I'm connecting this sender to start. So I will use some HTTP adapter. We'll discuss about all these adapter in detail, like not all these adapter, most of the adapter, the frequently used adapter. We'll discuss about the frequently used adapters in the regular classes. For now, I'm using HTTP adapter here. I'm simply configuring the endpoint for this one. Okay. Okay. Simply I'm configuring the endpoint. I don't want to do anything else. Simply I'm saving it. Now I wanted to use the message mapping to handle a calculator scenario. Like what I'm expecting here, I wanted to send two numbers, like two, number one as a 2 and number two as a 5. So I'm expecting the sum and subtract of that particular values. So that's what I'm trying to do it here. Okay, I will create a message mapping. Okay, and I named it as a calc. Okay, this is a message mapping page. Okay, here I need the structure. So how can I get the structure? Let me take it from here. Okay, I have this structure already. So let me take this, let me upload this structure to here. And just I'm uploading the structure here. Same way I'm uploading the structure to the target. So now I will do the mapping. Okay, just as an input, I wanted to pass the number 1 and number 2, right? So we'll map it here. I will explain how to map all these things in the later classes. Okay, I mapped everything to 1, number 1. But for when it comes to sum, what I'm expecting for the sum, I'm expecting n1 number 1 and plus number 2, right? So just I will add some logic here. I will add some logic here, adding the number 1 and number 2. I have the few standard functions here. I'm using all these I'm using the standard functions. We'll discuss about those standard functions in the later classes. For now, I'm using a simple arithmetic function to add the two numbers. We don't have the pretty print option here on the CPI side. Maybe we can expect it in the later days. Okay, added the sum. Okay, the same way subtract. What I will do, I will remove number 2 from the number 1. I will subtract number 2 from the number 1. I have the subtract functionality, arithmetic function. Okay, number 1 minus number 2. Output giving to this output. Sometimes, okay, what is the next one? Multiplication. Multiply. Okay. Same way you will have the multiply or not. Let's see that. Now we have it. Okay, I will multiply number 1 with number 2. Number 1, number 2, adding the output to the multiply. Okay, so now simply I will save it. I will click on OK. I saved it. I'm saving this complete scenario. So once we completed, like as of now, we completed the design. Okay, this is a simple scenario, guys. We will have so many complex scenarios. We will have n number of we will use n number of palette functions here. I used only one palette function for the demo, but we'll see more and more palette functions we will add it here. I showed it in some pre-packaged content for the Salesforce integration, right? There you will see so many palette functions used. Same way, we'll use the so many palette functions for the demo. I'm simply using only the message mapping. So once we completed the development, so we'll deploy it to the runtime. So the deployment in the sense, like if you are working on some Java environment, you complete your coding in the Eclipse, then you will do the deployment using the Jenkins, some software, some DevOps, using different softwares, different tools. You do the deployment to the server, right? So the same way, when we deploy these to when we do the deploy, it will deploy to the runtime. So the actual message process runs on the runtime. So that is what the deployments. Now I deployed it. So this is my first time I flow the deployment to this tenant. So this is a new tenant for me. So it takes some time for the deployment. Okay. So here it is the number 1. It is there. This is starting, right? So it takes some time because this is the first type flow that I created on this tenant. So due to my previous tenant corruption, so corrupted. So it takes some time to deploy, at least 10 minutes. So meanwhile, if you have any doubts, you can ask. Later I will show how to use this type flow. Okay. If you have any doubts, we can continue on the questions, guys. Yes. Yes, Karthik.
So much of background noise.
Yeah. Karthik, if you have any doubts.
No.
Okay, fine. Babu.
Is it, I think, Babu, your menu, your full name? I think, is it Dinesh Babu or what? Babu. Dinesh Babu, right? Fine. Kamala ma'am, if you have any doubts, you can ask Pramila ji and Moin, Suresh Kumar Srinivas, Shivam.
Sir, you have teach offline classes also? Hello?
It's only online training, I already told you, right?
Only online.
Yes.
Duration, sir? Course duration?
That I will talk to you in the later, okay, in the phone call. Okay.
Okay.
Anyone, if you have any doubts, please feel free to ask. And we are starting the batch in 2 days, so that after finishing this demo, we will start the registration, so that the people who join for the registration, they continue from the batch in 2 days. For the batch. Daily it will be 1 to 1.5 hours in the online Zoom sessions, morning batch. It will be 8 to 9 or 7:30 to 8:30 based upon the majority of the people flexibility. And it will be 40 to 45 hours duration. The course content and everything I shared all the people already. I spoke to you, everyone of you. Okay. Yeah. If you have any doubts for any career wise or else openings, or else if you are having any PIPO related any background, or else any other non-IT people, if there is any doubts, you can ask.
Yes, Shravan, I think you unmute yourself. Yes, Shravan, tell me.
Does it require any coding part in CPI?
So the coding part we have here, we use the Groovy scripting here, but without coding also you can manage it, but knowing the Groovy script will be added here. Like we have 4 days of session to discuss on the Groovy scripting, how to use, but especially the use of the Groovy script in the CPI, how to use that Groovy scripting on the CPI, the basic part up to the parsing techniques, all those things we will cover it here. You can use some Google, you can get the required scriptings from the Google, and you can use that on the CPI. The coding part, like any tool, see, not only in the CPI, any tool on the PIPO, CPI, MuleSoft, you can take any other tools, even AWS, Azure also. Without coding, you can manage it, but you can manage it. That's it. You cannot develop anything on the without knowing the coding. But even any tool will be in the backend. They use some coding techniques to build the tool. So if the standard function is not working in any tool, you can take example for the CPI, PIP, or any tool. If the standard functionality is not working, you have to code in any one of the programming language. Okay, up to the if you are using only standard content, there is no coding in your in your tool. Like you can say CPI. In the CPI, if you are using only standard content, you can use the standard content without having the coding. But the standard content is it's not meeting your business case. So then you have to use your coding. For the CPI, you have to use the Groovy scripting to achieve that requirement. Okay, we'll discuss that Groovy scripting in the classes for the 4 days dedicated for the Groovy scripting.
Okay.
Any other doubts, Ravan?
Yeah, hello.
Yes, Suresh.
Yeah. For mapping point of view, coding is required.
For
See,
in the
as you showing that part, you have imported something like coding and all. Then can you explain in details?
see, and the mapping part also, in the mapping also, we use the Groovy scripting only. In the mapping side, we have the internal UDFs. So in the UDFs, what is your background, Suresh? Do you know the PIPO?
Yes, I know.
Okay. In the PIPO, we use the Java mappings, right? Java
Yes,
coding in the UDFs, Java mappings, right?
yes.
So for the mappings, for the UDFs in the mapping, we use the Groovy scripting. Okay. We have the capability here to use the Java mapping as well. Okay, but I see, out of my experience, I see only few cases that we use the Java mappings here as a external jars or external ER files. So that is very rarely used concept on the CPA, but we use the Groovy scripting to achieve some small scenarios to get the response from the SAP, to handle some sort of scenarios. How we use the Java UDFs in the PIPO, we use the same UDFs in the CPA using the Groovy scripting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
So for now, I have this endpoint. My iFlow is deployed to the runtime. So this is the first iFlow. That's why it took some time. For the later days, it will deploy within seconds and minutes. Okay. I have this endpoint. So let me show you that how it works. Like I will pass only number 1 and number 2. I'm expecting the response, the sum, sub, and multiply, right? So the 3 responses I'm expecting. I'm triggering the request from the postman for now, because I don't have any sender system here. So that's why I'm triggering the request to this endpoint. So this is my REST endpoint. Okay. So I'm triggering the request to this REST endpoint. Okay. I will use the basic authentication. Okay. This basic authentication, I should get it from the here. I should create a service key. Let me get that service key from here. Yeah. Give me 1 minute. I should subscribe to some other service to get the service key. Okay. I'm subscribing to the process integration runtime. Okay. Create, plan is the integration flow, dev, create. Okay. New instance. Okay. Any other doubts, guys? Meanwhile.
Sir, Groovy concept is total dependent on coding.
Yeah, so it's again, the Groovy is like a Java programming only. Like most of the concept that we see it in the Groovy, it seems like a Java. Like it completely built on the Java platform. So you will see the variables, data types, the same concepts how we see it in the Java, the same concept we use it in the Groovy. So you can say, yeah, you can say like the same concept that we use it in the Java, we use it in the Groovy, but that is like a build on the Apache, CPI is built on the Apache KML framework. So that's why we use the Groovy scripting. Okay.
Okay.
Any other doubts, guys?
And regarding jobs availability in the market on the CPA.
Yeah, as of now, I can say we have the enough openings on the CPI, because in the near future, like in the by 2027, the PAPO support is ending by SAP. Okay, so that's why the most of the customers looking for the candidates who have the experience on the CPA, at least who has the knowledge on the CPA. Okay, so that's why I can see even before, if you ask, before you ask me this question, you can do your research. Go to LinkedIn or go to Naukri. Just search for some SAP CPA job openings. There you will understand how it is a market and what are the different openings available there, are what are the different companies available there for the CPA. Okay. Yes, we have the enough openings here for the CPA. Especially if you have the knowledge and the PAPO also, they are expecting the candidate who has the knowledge or the experience on the CPA, because in the near future they may have some migration plan to migrate to the CPA. So that's why they are expecting the candidate who has the knowledge on the CPA. At least even without having the knowledge, without having the experience, at least they are expecting the knowledge people who has a knowledge on the CPA. Okay, so this is my input. I'm trying to give this input. I'm expecting the output from the CPA. So just I will use this data. I will put it here. Okay, send a request. You can see the output in the, you can see the response below. I pass only the number 1 as a 12 and number 2 as a 13, right? You can see the output, number 1, number 2, and the sum, subtract, multiply. So you expect the response from the CPA. So you can see this entry in the here. In the CPA, you will see the 2 messages here. One is failed and one is the successful one. So the failed one, ignore it. So for the successful one, so this is the successful entry that you see it here. So this is the message that processed to give this output. Okay. So this is how we use the CPI for the integration flows. So later days, this is a simple scenario. Later days, we'll see how to integrate the 2 systems like SFTP server, FTP servers, API integrations, OData integrations, SOAP integrations, open connectors. So the JMS integrations, all those things, the end-to-end integration we'll see in the real-time classes. So for the demo purpose, I showed it only a simple calculator scenario. Any doubts on this, guys? Okay, so that's it for the demo purpose. Like we discussed about the CPA, BTP, and the use of the CPA, a simple scenario on the Calci part, and we discussed about the few things like how to use the CPA and all those things. So if you have any doubts, you can ask me. Okay. Babu, do you have any doubts?
Yeah, so actually I'm into the SQL development side. So completely MSBA, so which I'm currently working on. So I want to shift into, thinking to shift into the CPA, SAP CPA. So how it will be? So is it easy for me or how it will be? Because of, as I can see the demo, everything is a drag and drop. Only need to focus on the scripting side.
Yes. So mostly we use the standard content on the CPA side, the standard iFlows. And if you develop the custom iFlows also, it's like a UI, like here you can see the different palette functions. You should know the each and every palette function, the functionality of each and every palette function. So then you can use all these palette functions, like I said, as you said, like drag and drop. But sometimes if it is not meeting the requirement, then you have to develop your Groovy scripting, you have to achieve that. So mostly I can say like this is the some simple tool only to learn it with a minimal experience without having the experience also you can learn the CPI tool. So like I can suggest you like you can learn it, no issues.
Okay. Okay. So whatever the domain knowledge, do we need completely the domain knowledge to do any activity in the SAP side?
So yeah, like I said, if you have any prior integration knowledge, that is a little bit add-on, but without having that also, like see, without having the integration knowledge also you can learn it. There is no issue. But when we see the concepts here, like I'm integrating with some SFTP server, there's some API integration. So you should assume that okay, we are integrating with the two systems. So there's the part of the middleware is like integrating the systems, either the two systems or the two APIs or the anything. So we connect two systems here using the integration space. So that may be PIPO, CPI, MuleSoft, Delbumi, anything. So we are into those concepts. If we can able to understand that there is nothing required from the prior knowledge.
Okay. And so what about the market? How it will be for the PA?
The market is good on the CPA, especially for the CPA side. I can say now we have the enough openings on the CPA.
Okay. Okay, because of as I'm completely part of a development side, which I'm currently working on. So I have a knowledge in SSIS and SQL, and even I have some other reporting tools also, but I'm not able to see like much growth into that. So the same repetition tasks that I'm getting. So I need to switch. I am thinking to switch on to this side to get more and efficient and for the good package and good companies. So in that way, I'm thinking. And even it will be in the boom, right? The cloud integration. So next future it will be.
Yes.
Okay. So that is a concern. So
yeah, see, in the future, everything like every application, like in every software, like you can see nowadays, most of the customers migrating towards some of the cloud products, like they are trying to migrate towards AWS, Azure, so Google Cloud, SAP Cloud, Oracle Cloud. So nowadays, the simple company, a simple company starting the cloud services, right?
yes,
Even they don't have the much experience on the cloud, even they don't have the proper infrastructures, but they are trying to provide the cloud services to the customer. Right? So future is more on the cloud. So the cloud integration, especially for the SAP, maybe I cannot comment SAP CPI will use for all the cloud integrations, for the AWS integrations, Azure integration. I cannot comment like that, but especially if the customer they are using the SAP, if they wanted to use the integration tool, the option is the CPI. So the SAP, if they, for example, I can say like DMART is there. DMART has the SAP using the SAP landscape. Okay, they are using the SAP ERP system or the SAP S4HANA, ECC, SAP S4HANA Cloud, anything. So they wanted to integrate with some other system. Like they have some internal application posted on the AWS. Okay, so now they wanted to integrate this SAP S4HANA with the AWS. The option is only the CPI. Okay, so that's where exactly the CPI comes into the picture. So if they wanted to use the SAP service as their core service, then the CPI is the integration tool there. So okay, there is a customer, like I can tell one more thing, like there is a customer, they are using the AWS okay, to host some of the services, and they are using some other ERP system, some XYZ ERP system. I don't want to comment it here. So they are using some other ERP system. Okay, if they use their integration, if they wanted to integrate with this AWS with some other ERP system, they may use the CPI or they may not use the CPI. They may use some other integration tool also, because they're nowhere involving the SAP. Right? So that's how the most of the CPI integrations will be there. I see without having the SAP backend system, SAP core system, I see I did so many integrations with the APIs. APIs with the internal applications, external APIs with the internal applications. Okay, I see the two cases. So without having the SAP, with having the SAP and without having the SAP, we can use the CPI. But mostly the customer prefers the CPI for the SAP integrations.
SAP integrations. Okay, got it.
Yes.
So SAP CPI is most of the European countries are using, right?
No, even US countries also using.
Okay. Okay. Because of the cost effective wise and efficient and then robust, it will be the European companies. I can see that SAP CPI is using more, whereas
because the SAP is a Europe-based company. It's a German-based company, right?
Yes,
so they
yes,
started their business from the Europe region, but the SAP now SAP Cloud is nothing but they have the data centers in different locations. The SAP data center is there in India, SAP data centers there in the Amsterdam, SAP data center there in the Germany, and in the US also. There are so many data centers there on the SAP. So now previously they provide only licensing and the infrastructures built in there, the customer landscape, right?
Okay.
But now the cloud is near to your company, like beside to your company, the SAP cloud data center is there. Why there is you can use that service, right? Because your data center is near to you. So that's why the SAP hosting their data centers in US also. So there are so many data centers in US. Even you can see like this trial account, I built it on the AWS. Let me show you that. I think it's US region only. Let me cross verify it. Yeah, US East. So this data center is in the US East. I think it's Virginia. VA is Virginia location. So US countries also they are using the SAP as their ERP system.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry to interrupt. So how long you working in SAP?
I'm working from the last 9 years.
9 years. So what are the the majority of your work on the CPA apart from CPA?
So previously I worked on the PIPO.
Okay.
So from the last 4 or 5 years I started working on the CPA. Presently I'm working completely on the CPA and API management and some sort of other integrations.
Okay. So as per your knowledge, so how many people are there in the market in the CPA who are working maximum in India according to South India?
I cannot comment on that.
You might be knowing, right? When you are
I can tell one thing. From the past 5 years I'm working on the CPA. So previously I worked for some XYZ customer. There we have the 7 people working on only on the CPA. So presently I'm working for some US based project. So here we have the 3 people only in my company for the one customer. So there will be 7. In my previous case, we have the 7 people. In my present case, we have the 3 people. You can imagine, like for the PAPO, I can say like for the SAP officially announced, they have that 11,000 plus customers were there.
Okay.
So you can assume for one customer, if you roughly you can take for one customer, there is 5 integration consultant working. Okay, you can assume like 50-60,000 plus consultants there on the SAP PAPO and CPA side.
Okay. Yeah. That's it. So because of I'm stepping into that, right? So once I learn, so if the people are more and if you have a huge competition, so even they will get an opportunity, but at least we should know that before entering into that. So that's the reason I asked.
Yeah, fine, no issues.
Yes. Yeah, thanks a lot. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, thanks, Babu. Kamla, do you have any questions?
No.
Thank you. Shravan?
No.
Thank you. Suresh Kumar?
No, I don't have
User?
currently.
Thanks, Suresh. User?
I think he just joined now. So definitely. May I know who is this user? Venkat Karthik, do you have any doubts?
No, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, guys.
Okay,
Thanks for your time.
Thank you, sir. And Kamla, actually, morning only in the call asked me if there is any doubts. How can we get help for clarification of the doubts or something? I told that every day in the class itself only we can clarify the doubts, ma'am. And there will be a group of registered people in the batch mean the WhatsApp also. So each and everyone can communicate each other while practicing. If you have any doubts in the next class, the trainer will clear you the doubts. Okay, ma'am. Come on, ma'am.
Okay, sure, Divakar.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for your time.
Yeah,
Thank you,
thank you
everyone.
all. Bye.
Thank you, Lord.
Thanks, Divakar. Bye.
Nanu.